Hi everybody. Greetings and welcome once again to TFT Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. And this is me, Oberon, with my weekly show, The Outlook on the Emotional Matters. It's a 2-card drawing for each sign of the Zodiac, and it gives you a good vibration to look forward to or to work with, and then it warns you of a possible bad trip. And of course, it always relates to the emotion, so it may be about specific relationships, primary or otherwise. It could also relate to friendships and other kinds of relationships, anything that is more or less a strong kind of relationship for you. All right, so I use exclusively, at least for now, the Final Rose Tarot, beautiful gold gilt kind of guidebook or set of tarot cards. They're based on a reality game about the Final Rose, dating show, bachelors, bachelorettes, all of that kind of thing. So anyways, I like the real cool imagery, the beautiful pink and red tones. I feel it's a highly appropriate deck to use for my emotional exchanges. So as I said, I do the reading for the entirety of the Zodiac, 2 cards for each sign. I go around the Zodiac in its normal way, but when I'm making the cut, I cut into 4 piles for the elemental distinctions of the cards. So I'm going to do that right now. And of course, the top card of the pile when I get to your Zodiac sign is that good vibration, but the bad trip is drawn from the bottom of the deck. All right. So as I mentioned before, we're doing them in Zodiac order. So Aries, our fire sign, so that's second one over. We go air, fire, water, earth, excuse me, the traditional elemental associations. So Aries, the good vibration. It's the 3 of Pentacles, the 3 of Rings. The 3 of Pentacles or 3 of Rings, it says group date. Well, there is that sense of teamwork involved here. So I'm thinking that for Aries, maybe there is strength in numbers. If you're venturing out into the emotional realms, maybe you want to do it as a group date, you know, somewhere where you can feel safe and connected. This could be whether you're in the dating game or whether you're already well-established couples of any sort. Now, your bad trip, Aries, and I don't know if it's related at all to the good vibration, but it's the reversed 5 of mirrors. That's the 5 of swords. And so it's reversed. Well, you know, that's that kind of card that I often feel like there's just no easy victory here. There's a nobody wins kind of situation there. And so it may be that that whole idea would bring too much stress and strife and maybe competition or fighting even, you know, emotions that maybe you really want to not encourage. So it could be saying, if you're going to do a group date, if you're going to venture out there in that way, make sure that you pick the most compatible people to be with, because you may sound like, it may sound like that you're working with you know, some people that maybe are overly competitive, overbearing, fighting sorts. So we're not going to like that, Aries. We're just not going to like that. All right, so moving on to Taurus, our earth sign. And Taurus, you get the world, the fans. The fans love you. Well, that's the world, really. And that's saying, though, that the world does love you this week, Taurus, because emotionally speaking, you have sort of arrived at a sense of true contentment or feeling like you've succeeded, you've perfected what you were trying to do romantically or with your friends. So if it's just more about friendships in your life, maybe you've really completed something and everyone just, maybe you did something in the neighborhood with all your friends and people like it, or in a circle of friends or a circle of co-workers. But Taurus, you're going to exalt in that praise this week. Unfortunately, it may come with the cost of what's embodied here in the bad trip. And the bad trip is the reversed Fool. It says the contestant. And I would think that maybe you have to be careful for some mishaps here. I don't know how well this may be tied into the concept of your fans of the world. It could be saying that you're noticing a lot of adulation, from the emotional sense of what you've been doing, but you're not going to necessarily watch where you're going, and you may take a misstep. I'm just going to leave it like that because it does pertain to the emotions. So you may say something wrong, you may offend somebody, you may hurt somebody. It's not a great look for you. All right, let's just move on to Gemini then. And Gemini is our first air sign. And Gemini gets the Three of Roses, the Three of Wands, next destination. Well, the Three of Wands does have that sense of a plan that is in motion. And so romantically speaking, Geminis, you kind of are solidifying everything at this point. It sort of feels like it's a matter of time to you. So that would seem to be a good thing. But your bad trip is the reversed Ace of Coins or Pentacles, Rings. And so it may sound to me like maybe there's some bad planning here actually, and you may find that this plan will not exactly work out. It could be unrelated, it could be something different, but I would say from a romantic point of view or relationships, some new beginning that does result here soon for you. Looks like there are some delays or some subject to bad plans. So maybe that first date in the next destination is going to be delayed, a rain date. All right, so then on to Capricorn. I'm sorry, Cancer, our first water sign. And Cancer has the upright Knight of Coins, the late bloomer. Well, sometimes the Knight of Coins has that kind of energy, but for Cancer, it may be saying that for them, they have really felt they're finally at a point of comfort. It may have taken them a little bit longer. They may have really had to take stock of where they were in their emotional range with somebody. It could be about a particular relationship. It could just be about feeling accepted in a new circle of friends. There's always a sense of something new here with this. So I'm thinking that's what it is. It could be more about your friendships this time, Cancer, new people you know, a range of them, and finally feeling comfortable with that. So then we move on to the possible, potentially bad trip. And it's Temperance reversed, number 14. It says chill, chill, keep it chill. And you know what? Cancer, you don't ever want to get this card. Cancer, you normally try to really keep a lot of your emotional range in check, but something is off, perhaps, that will present itself to you. I don't think it's connected to the idea of the first card. I think for you, the bad trip could be saying that in some other matter, there's increasingly become a sense of impatience or immoderation with yourself or with somebody connected to friendships. Maybe time for some serious talk there. So now we are back to fire signs with Leo. And Leo has the upright 5 of rings, the 5 of coins. It says insecure. Well, I don't know. If somebody was aiming an arrow at my head or heart, I would be insecure. But it really is about the heart here today, because we are talking about the emotional matters. And the 5 of coins suggests that for Leos, they're very insecure right now this week about maybe somebody they care about emotionally. Maybe they're not feeling exactly what they thought they should be feeling for some reason. And so Leos, tread carefully. It could just be that other people have dramas that to them are a little bit more important right now than where they stand with you. And I know that sounds a little bit abrupt, but it could be about someone else. So I realize that wasn't very nice, but maybe the bad trip will be better. And it's the reversed Ace of Coins. It says fresh meat. And I think, well, I think it's just really talking about the first card. It's just really saying that you're kind of rough on yourself and maybe rough on others when you feel you've been delayed, or you've been kind of kept away from something, or beginnings you hope to work on, or situations you were trying to, advance have just sort of escaped from you. And it really bothers you, Leo. So you're just going to have to sulk a little bit this week. I think next week could be better for you. Let's hope so. All right, so then we are moving to our earth sign, Virgo. And Virgo, your good vibration is the High Priestess, the advisor. And I think in ways emotional, you're presenting a sense of being able to understand not only your own situations with friends and romance, but maybe others too. And that to some degree, you are known or you are consulted with by people, your friends, about these kind of emotional situations. They often feel that intuitively you seem to get some things before they do, and they're grateful for you in their lives. And I think that maybe for this week, Virgos, some of that charm is, or that inner perspective is turned into your own life in a way that maybe this is the week where really you need to listen to what wisdom is deep inside yourself when it comes to the affairs of the heart. So then, Virgo, the bad trip is the Wheel of Fortune reversed, destiny. And the bad trip suggests that there are some things that maybe you just can't avoid. Maybe you were right, maybe you were intuitive about them, but you're not going to be able to avoid them, it doesn't look like, and it's probably concerning your friendships or relationships, and you're going to have to wait until things rectify themselves on that one. All right, Libra. And Libra has the upright Queen of Rings, Queen of Pentacles, the single mom. And single moms need love too. Libra, you are vibrating this week to the idea that it might be more important for you just to take care of yourself, take care of the people that are closest to you and matter the most to you at this time, and to actually not expect a great reward from that, that really you're just sort of kind of trying to spread the good vibration around this week. Your bad trip is the reversed 10 of Cups. And it says the proposal. The 10 of Cups reversed is like the 10 of Cups reversed. And so as a bad trip, I think what it indicates is it's a breakup coming. Maybe it's a breakdown really in what the first card is talking about. You're applying this extra care and love and nurturing to people because there's really a breakdown going on in the emotional family, the family that either is biological and close to you, or in other ways close and connected to you. And you're going to have to put a lot of your energy on that this week, Libra. Okay, so then we're moving to Scorpio. Scorpio has a 10 of roses. That's the 10 of wands upright. Shoulder to cry on. Scorpios emotionally are looking for support, or they're trying to give support. But I think emotionally they feel a little needier at this time. They feel like no one understands how many burdens they have in emotional matters, whether it's friendships or other people that they strongly care about. And hey, you know, so could it be about parents or other people that are close to them, uncles, aunts, cousins? So it's a whole range of things there too. It really is. Okay, so Scorpio, you're trying to feel love and share love and be responsible and helpful. But there's a bad trip. Speak of the parents. It's the reverse 9 of wands and says meet the parents. For Scorpios, this is probably a week of really pulling back in a lot of ways, and it's probably the overwhelming emotionality that may be going on for them at this time, as evidenced by that first card. Emotional responsibilities. I should put that in a more clear form. And I know I'm spending a little time here with Scorpios, but that second card, the reverse 9 of wands, maybe suggests that at some point you feel like you can't help anymore, and you may have to just try to move on and not be as helpful shouldering those burdens. All right, so we're back to fire signs with Sagittarius. And it's the upright King of Cups, the King of Flutes, the single dad. Sagittarians are vibrating towards just being as kind and helpful to people. Maybe Sagittarians have gone through a cycle that Scorpios or others have already gone through. Maybe Sagittarians are realizing now that sometimes they just can't ignore what's going on with other people, and that they have to practice more kindness for the people they care about in their lives, because other people maybe are needier than they are at this time. So the bad trip is the reverse Chariot. And I think that despite what we want to do to be more helpful and beneficent to others, we're having a problem really seeing how to apply that emotionally to other people, because we don't always feel that pull. We sort of feel divided. You know, the Chariot, the limo, sort of talks about uniting some forces. I think Sagittarians are sort of understanding, maybe not so much emotionally, but maybe emotionally intelligently, that some forces cannot be pulled together, cannot be united. And of course, that almost sounds political in a way, but maybe that's what it is that we have to realize that some people we can only either accept and just not really have a strong emotional relationship with, just sort of a bottom line relationship with, or we have to decide where our line in the sand, where our parameters are. And it gets really tough when it is people that normally you feel strong love for, but they oppose things you really believe in. or vice versa. Leave it at that. Moving on to Capricorn of the earth signs. And Capricorn, what is it with all these kings? Has the King of Wands, King of Roses, the executive producer. Well, Capricorns, this is a very magnanimous card, and it fits probably mostly with most Capricorns I know, that kind of sense of personality. This is a person who really evokes all of those positive attitudes about charisma and strength, leadership, magnetism, bonding, understanding people, advancing good notions. This is all about that. This is really all about that. And that's where you are, Capricorns, this week. It's not so much promoting your relationships, your romance specifically, but that may be what it is. But it also really is sort of modeling this great behavior for others. And you know, that's something I don't always talk about, but sometimes a lot of us always act out because we're upset. What if we just try to model better behavior to people? That this is the way to be, or how to treat people like me. So Capricorn, what is your bad trip then for this week? And it's the reversed Four of Pentacles. So it's the reverse of possessive. And I think as a bad trip, what it's saying is that maybe you are giving away too much of your emotional concerns at this time. You know, kind of like in respect to the King of Roses, the King of Wands there. It may be that you have to really watch exactly what you are willing to give and how much of it is. It's just too precious to spend too much emotional concern on those who really you can't impress in any way, or that you won't reach them. Aquarius. The upright Five of Mirrors. No, I'm sorry, that's the Eight of Mirrors. The Eight of Swords. In your head, zombie. All right. Emotionally speaking, Aquarians, you just sort of feel you have more limitations than you really do. And especially with regard to emotional matters, maybe you feel bound in by somebody in your relationship realm, or in your friendship realm, or in your family of people that normally would treat you better. It just could be this week, but it could also just be in your head, and that maybe you're just not understanding that their concerns are just a little different than yours at this time. So be gentle, and remember that the limitations are mostly within yourself, and that means you won't necessarily hurt people. So don't feel like that's your reason necessarily, Aquarians, for not applying the emotional resonances you want to apply this week. However, there is a bad trip, and it's the Sun reversed. And so maybe I shouldn't say not too fast, Eight of Swords. The Sun reverse may be saying emotionally, this is not a good time for either your relationships or for about finding out what the status is. There may be a reason why things are a little bit opaque or cloudy in the emotional sphere, Aquarians. I can only imagine how that could move into various individual lives. I think sometimes with Aquarians, it could just be one of those things where the matter of perspective isn't always as serious if you're able to kind of view it from outside of yourself. So perhaps thinking where the Sun is casting a shadow, maybe that shadow has to be examined a little bit more. And then finally, we're on to Pisces. And Pisces has a Knight of Cups, the Knight of Flutes, the hopeless romantic. Well, you know, the Knight of Cups was one of those cards that used to apply to me in a way. I thought I was a Knight of Cups, the intuitive, emotional sort. I perhaps still am. So I'm thinking for Pisces, this is an emotional time for you, but this is also time for you to resonate your highest qualities of love and care for everyone. And that maybe if you are actually looking to find somebody to be closer to, or just to be a better friend to, this could be a perfect time for that. This time now seems to be really good for you. But is there a bad trip? Well, it's the reversed Page of Cups. The reversed Free Spirit. So I think if you can channel being careful a little bit and not being too out of touch with your romantic and intuitive core, don't be blinded by love. Don't be a totally hopeless romantic, but maybe keep a little bit of your insight into people intuitively. I'm going to go with that. So that was the emotional exchanges for this week. And I want to thank everybody for coming. Don't forget to watch Banshee's show on Sunday at 10 a.m., The Material Matters, or also the happy hour tomorrow, the one card pull for everybody with a positive, uplifting message from Spirit of the Divine. And then, of course, is our live stream on Sunday at 2 to 4 p.m. So take care, everybody. Hope to see you again.